The Trader Cobb Crypto Show, talking business in blockchain.
G'day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Trader Cobb Crypto Show. Today, I have a very interesting client, actually, a very interesting guest, I should say. It's Athol Nourse, and he is the director and big part of the business development there over at Spectre.ai. I'm really interested to have a chat to you here because you've got something that is completely unique, and we'll get to that in just a minute. First of all, I just want to welcome you to the show and thank you for your time.
Thanks for having me on the show, Craig, and really appreciate that.
Excellent. Look, before we go any further, I want to learn a bit about you. I know that you've been in business for quite some time. You've been around markets for quite some time. So do you want to just give us sort of the little skinny on exactly where you've come from prior to coming into Spectre and what you're doing now?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm currently the Group Business Development Director for Spectre and Betfirst.io. I come from a margin, FX, and equities background. I've got over about 14 years experience working in senior management positions with brokers throughout the world, majorly catering towards retail and institutional clients in the online FX and CFD space. And a few years back, I co-owned my own MT5 broker, and prior to that, I come from an equities background. I kind of started my career as a stockbroker in London, where I used to specialize in small cap stocks, private placements, and IPOs, things of that nature.
Yep. Okay, so you've been around the bush. It's really interesting, actually, from my point of view, because you literally have the same sort of background as me. I'm foreign exchange, commodity. I've been trading for 13 years now. I was in London when I kicked off my career for FX, commodities, stocks, bonds, you name it. It was through CFDs, it was through direct market access, it was through the spot markets. It was through futures. So you probably know some of the same people that I do, and you probably work with some of the same companies that I've been able to create content for. So pretty interesting, connection there, especially given that your background is pretty much exactly the same as mine for a big chunk there. Now, you've moved over to Australia. You're basing out of Australia. Is that where Spectre.ai is? Is it an Australian-based company? Is it global outreach?
No, so I'm actually the only team member which is based in Australia, and that's largely because a large part of our business development activities is sort of Asia-centric and Asia-focused. But the senior management team is based out of London, and we've also got part of the tech team out of Cyprus. We've got an office over there, and also in India.
Yeah, okay. So you are all around the world, a truly multinational company. So let's get into Spectre. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what Spectre is? I'm going to let you roll up your sleeves and tell us what you are the world first in, because you've got the floor now, mate. Let us know what Spectre is all about and what is a world first for you guys.
Yeah, definitely, Craig. So Spectre, as you rightly mentioned, is the world's first brokerless financial trading platform, which is actually built on the Ethereum blockchain. It's not an exchange. Yeah. It's a trading platform. And the core objective of the project was really to eradicate online broker fraud and create a massive paradigm shift in the way users trade online. So, all of the inflow and all of the outflow of funds is governed by smart contracts, and the traders themselves, they don't need to deposit with a broker. They can literally trade directly from their own digital wallets.
That is quite an interesting concept. That's it's hard for some people to get their heads around what a broker, the difference between a broker and an exchange. And I say to people, it doesn't matter really. For your understanding of it, you can go and research if you like. One benefit they have with you, obviously, is that it's basically brokerless. It's a platform that helps people to work from what they've got to somewhere else in a certain sense. One of the things that we lack a lot of in exchanges and with trading platforms, and you'll know this to no end, is the type of order systems that allow for a trader like myself to set an entry, stop, and target in one raised deal ticket. At the moment, a lot of these platforms, you have to open your entry, wait for you to get filled, and then you've got to put a stop in. And for Binance, as an example, you can't have a stop and a target in. It's one or the other, which just blows my mind. It really, really blows my mind. With Spectre, are you guys in development to create that sort of functionality, or do you already have it?
Now, in terms of stop orders and that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Linked. So if I go long at 500 and I got to stop at 485, when I get triggered into the long, does my stop automatically go in? So I can go to sleep with an order raise and know that I've still got my risk covered by my stop loss and risk management.
No, so on Spectre it works slightly different because basically it's smart options which the users are trading. So, it doesn't work like traditional FX or CFDs, but in our risk management settings in the actual platform itself, traders can set different levels of risk that will control their win-loss ratios. So, for example, if you a trader and you lose X amount of trades, then it can lock you out of the system until you kind of cool down. Likewise, if you're winning too much, you become overconfident. You can also set the risk management settings where it kind of locks you out for a period of time. So it's very unique in that sense. And
that's great.
It's kind of built into the trading platform to really help prolong the lifespan of the actual trader and to enhance the trading environment, to give the best possible chances for that particular trader to be successful. So, it's again, it's smart options. It's so when you go into a trade, exactly. At the end, you're either right or wrong. So, it doesn't have entry stops or things what you would find on a traditional online CFD or FX platform, so to speak.
And I'm going to make a bit of an assumption here. You tell me if I'm wrong, because I may be. If you're going from your own key to like wallet to wallet, basically, I'm assuming there's no leverage at the moment. Is that right? It's just sort of
correct.
Okay.
Correct.
No, that's fine. No, all good. Excellent. So, what sort of market are you going for? I mean, obviously, everybody says we want the whole market, yada, yada, right? But we've seen that there has been a bit of volume dry up and there's been a lot of inactivity. Yeah, sure, these big platforms can have hundreds of thousands, millions of accounts, but a lot of them are inactive. Is there a focus on you guys? You just talked about, having, wanting to have active people. Is there any push towards a certain demographic, a certain type of trader or an investor? Or is it is your marketing at the current market that's available, or are you looking to bring other people in with something that's quite unique?
I think a bit of both, Craig. Certainly we're targeting first and foremost your online binary option traders and also the online speculators who's looking to trade smart options. And the whole binary options market has really been tainted with a lot of scams, and a lot of the retail market has been burnt over the past few years. As well, on top of that is the online crypto trading communities and your traditional FX traders. So now in terms of geos, are we targeting, as I've mentioned earlier, Asia, Europe, which is very big for us because there's a lot of changes in the regulatory landscape in Europe, both on the CFD front and certainly on the binary options front. But because we on the blockchain, our doors is legally and compliantly open to onboard European traders for the asset class that we're offering. And then, of course, also tapping into and penetrating the emerging markets around the world. So, yes, we're going after the existing traders, but also, we're looking to use partnerships to tap in and penetrate into the newbies as well, because it's really easy, and we've optimized the platform to make it easy for newbies to come in and to get started in a very short space of time.
Yeah, that's important, is the education to get somebody to a point where they're confident to take action. We find that if people don't know what they're doing, it's very easy to do nothing. So the education part's a pretty important part of that. Now, one of the other things that you've got tied in with your first of is I'm reading here, you're the world's first regulated and brokerless financial trading platform. So do you want to tell us about the regulation, where that regulation is out of, and what that actually means for the consumer?
Yeah, absolutely. So Spectre itself is regulated, and we've got a financial service license out of Vanuatu. Unlike traditional binary option or FX brokers where you are required to deposit fiat or USD at their bank account in order to start trading, we kind of offer a revolutionary leap forward in technology, which, as I mentioned, you can trade directly from your own supported digital wallet. But when it comes to regulation, because the inflow and the outflow of the funds is governed by smart contracts, it really creates a trustless environment. So even if, looking at other companies, whether you license in a top jurisdiction such as Australia or the UK, if the owners of the company have got bad intent, they've got bad intent. We've seen some examples in the past few years with what happened to the likes of FXCM and a few other big names out there. Whereas, because the inflow and the outflow of funds is governed by smart contracts on the Spectre trading platform, even if the owners or we had bad intent to do harm with client money, it's virtually impossible, which makes it a trustless environment where the user doesn't need to trust the broker or the company which they're basically trading with. So in a traditional scenario, a lot of the settlement happens behind the curtains, and at times it doesn't even happen. We never really know what the broker is doing with that order. At Spectre, every trade transaction is mined and settled on a transparent digital ledger, or aggregated every 24 hours, and it's sent to a public digital ledger for verification. So it's really the first trading platform in the world that offers a globally based audit trail. And within that model, there's really zero opportunity for broker fraud. And that's really one of the core objectives of the actual project itself, is really to eliminate broker fraud and bring it down to zero.
Excellent. Well, I'm all for that. Now, something else that I've noticed is that you've got a very broad asset range. Am I correct in saying it's not just tokens and crypto assets that you've got on the platform?
Well, currently we just offer smart options on crypto and FX, but we will be expanding the product range with CFDs and a whole gambit of other tradable assets later this year.
Yep.
And in addition to that, we're also launching a new project which is called Betfus.io, and that's basically an online community or online platform which allows you to play your favorite games, major or indie titles, and gamers can make money by betting on themselves or challenging others. So the more skilled you get, the more money they can make, and it's basically smart options but in gaming, and it's all centered around skills-based gaming. So that's something which we're going to be launching in the next 2 to 3 months.
That's very exciting. I mean, it's also very exciting with someone like me to be, with a platform that can effectively have the other asset class options available as well. I've got so many bloody accounts all around the world at the moment because you kind of have to. Even when I was focusing just on foreign exchange and all the other traditional markets, I still had lots of different accounts open because, if you can get 10% less spread on one product, well, you go and open up an entire account just for that, because it's going to save you if you trade high volume or high volume or high frequency. I don't really trade high frequency, but if you're going to move a few $1 million each time you trade in terms with your leverage and whatnot, then it makes sense to go where that risk or that spread is a little bit tighter. Under one roof, though, it certainly makes it a hell of a lot more interesting from a client base, because that, I can have a look at euro dollars today. Let's go and check that out now. And I don't have to change all around the place and look at these charts and look at this platform and have it all set up. I mean, I've got plenty of screens here, but it's clunky enough as it is when you're looking through something like TradingView as an example. It's not, I can't stretch it across all my screens here. There's certain things I can't do, and it is limited. So it takes more time. Having everything under one roof it could really, if you pull it together the way you're hoping to, it really could, be a game changer.
Yeah, no, I think you made a good point, Craig, and I think there's a few other companies which is kind of moving in that direction. That's why you'd have seen a few FX brokers have actually changed their name from something Forex to whatever their name is, Markets, because they really want to try to position themselves as that one-stop shop, similar to what I think Saxo kind of positioned themselves, over the years as that one-stop broker where they can offer a very wide asset class. So, and as you said, I mean, you're speaking from a trader's perspective. It's what traders are looking for. It's that ease of having everything under one roof, so to speak.
Exactly. Well, mate, there's a lot that's going on. Is there anything else that you'd like to bring up or tell us about within the Spectre platform that's coming out that we should be aware of? Anything at all you think we should really know?
Yeah, absolutely. So we actually, in the coming months, we've got quite a lot of updates. We've made some announcements on our investor quarterly update as well, and we're going to be introducing new PSPs and also full fiat trading, where clients will be able to deposit in fiat and also trade in fiat on the platform. And that should kind of really open up the market for us in terms of, who we can be going after. And within that, there's a lot of, at this stage of the project, what we're doing, a lot of the work is going into the tech side of, the platform. And, there's going to be a lot of updates in the coming months. In addition to that, we're also going to be launching mobile version of the platform, both for Spectre and for the BetFirst platform, because in Asia, large majority part of the trader community is both experienced and newbies, especially with online. It's a large part of that it's consumed by mobile trading. So that's kind of the direction that we're going to be moving in.
Excellent. All right. Well, that's fantastic. Well, where can we find out more information about yourself and what the project's doing? How do we get on board and how do we learn more?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, people can simply log on to the website, Craig, which is www.Spectre.ai.
Yep.
And, all information is over there. If they've got any questions, they can simply contact us. There's a contact page there. And, our door is always open and happy to answer any questions that your viewers may have.
Well, mate, we'll certainly put it out there, and I wish you all the best going forward. We'll keep in touch. Ladies and gentlemen, Athol Nourse, the Director of Business Development at Spectre.ai, a new and improved brokerage service that is regulated as well. So thank you so much for your time today. I really do appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, Craig. All the best.
Thanks, everybody, and bye for now.
The Trader Cobb Crypto Show, talking business in blockchain.